Hello student, we are starting one more time revision for the chapter motion. Student, in subject science, we have three different sub-subject we can say. One is physics, chemistry and biology. I hope you are learning all these three subjects properly, because question will come from all these three subjects. When we talk about physics, student, physics can be learned better in two ways. Number one, we should learn all the concept of physics very properly, so that we can able to give the answer of every question if we are knowing the concept. Now the second thing is, if we are knowing the concept, then only we are able to solve the numerical based on the concept. Okay, so if we prepare these two topics, these two way, we can, for us the physics will be very easy. So let us start once again. Okay, now we will start our revision by taking different question on that basic of concept and on the base of graph as well. Now student, the first question we have taken is VT graph is given. Now by observing this VT graph, what can we say about the object's motion? Okay, by this line which is parallel to time axis, okay, so we can find the ratio of velocity by time, that is acceleration. So this line, okay, by this line we can find the acceleration of an object. Now as the line is parallel, the time is changing but the velocity of an object do not change. So we can say velocity of an object is fixed. Okay, let us suppose this is v1, so this will remain v1 for first hour, for second hour, as the time will change but velocity is constant by in this graph. Okay, when the object have the fixed velocity, we can say an object is moving with a uniform motion. Okay, so line parallel to time axis in velocity graph gives us the idea of uniform motion. Now student, one more thing that we should clear, this line do not show that object is in rest, but if it is in displacement time graph, so we can say object is in rest when the line is parallel to time axis. But as the graph is about velocity, that means object is moving, so we cannot say the object is at rest. Now again, one more time we are taking the VT graph, velocity time graph. So let us now draw velocity time graph. Horizontal time will always velocity time and the vertical axis is velocity, for velocity. Okay, now let us draw a straight line or slant line. Its initial velocity, let us suppose v1, means object is moving initially. Okay, so we have drawn this line. If we mark some different point on this line, we can have the different values of velocity. Let us give v2 and v3 as name. Now if we'll draw the axis on velocity and axis, the line perpendicular on time axis, we will have the different time at what the object is having different velocity. Now if we are marking the complete shape, it is making trapezium in this figure. So this area, okay, the area under the VT graph, what would we know about the area of this graph? Okay, for area, what is the area, student? It is the complete space that which has been occupied. Okay, so when we would find the area of velocity time graph, this velocity is measured by measuring the displacement change of an object with respect to time. That means when object changes its position with respect to time, then we are going to find that what is the velocity. So area, which is the value of length and breadth, that means the displacement, distance. Okay, so area of VT graph will always shows the displacement traveled by object. Okay, so this is very important point, student. Area under VT graph will always gives the measure of displacement that has been traveled by the object, because area gives the measure of length. Now in this question, an object is moving in a circular path. So I have drawn a small circle. Let us make it little bit bigger. Okay, now this circular path has radius r. Correct? So let me draw the radius. Suppose it is the center point and this radius is r. Okay, the displacement after half a circle. So let us suppose I am standing on A and moving through this circular track and completed my half of circle. So I have reached at B. Okay, so the length that has been I have covered so far is an arc from A to B. If someone asks me, then what is the distance I have traveled? Okay, so for distance I have to measure this length from A to B. But this A to B distance is in curve, that is half of length of a circle. Half of length of a circle. What is the total length of circle, student? 2 pi r. It is known as circumference of circle. Then how do we find half of circle length? That means pi of r. But student, pi r is the distance travelled by an object. Now the question is asking about displacement. Now what is displacement? Displacement is the straight line distance from the initial point from where I have started A and to the final point where I have reached. That means the displacement is the straight line between AB. It can be written as OA plus OB or AB with a straight vector or direction. Okay. Now length of AB is 2 times radius of the circle, that is 2r. Student, here you can see the difference. Distance is something else and displacement is something else. Okay, so whenever the question asks about displacement, next question, let us start next question. VT graph of again, we have to make a velocity time graph one more time. So let me draw the same. This time it has given that straight line inclined to time axis. Then now what does it mean? Straight line but inclined, that means this line is making angle with time axis. So we can draw this line anywhere, but we have to draw the line in the way that from it can make an angle from time axis. So suppose this initially from where it has started, it has showing, this line is showing it has some initial velocity. From different point we can find the different value of velocity. Correct? Now how could we find that it is an incline? Say if I draw a line parallel to time axis, now I can find the angle theta. That means this line is making angle theta with time axis. Okay. Now observe this line. If I observe this line, I can find in this line we can find several values of velocity. That means velocity is changing. Precisely I can say velocity is changing. And if velocity is changing, so we can say acceleration is positive. Now We can also say acceleration is negative when I draw the line below. Okay, like that. Now see student, in this line also, this line is making angle with a time axis, but the velocity is decreasing constantly, so we can say acceleration is negative. Combinedly or precisely we can say acceleration would be positive, would be negative, but it would not equal to 0. Okay, so if a line, sorry, let us start next question. A particle accelerate from rest at a constant rate. So let us suppose a particle is standing at A and it is in rest, so initial velocity would be 0. Now it is accelerating uniformly, that means it will go straight. The line straight shows that it is uniform motion. Okay, now after some time it has reached at the point B and gains the velocity 8 meter per second. Now what happens? From this point B, an object start deaccelerating. Deaccelerating means it is retarding. Velocity of an object is decreasing with the same constant rate. So this time we'll again have to draw a line but in opposite direction. Okay. So from B it has reached at C and comes to rest. Now student, from A to B object has travelled some distance in t1 time. From B to C it has travelled some distance in t2 time. Now what would be the total time? Total time will be equal to 2t1 plus t2. That we can write 4 seconds. It has given in the question that total time an object has taken 4 seconds. Okay. Now we have to find the distance travelled by the object. Okay. For finding distance, and if we are having time, now student, time and distance has given and speed is also given, so we can clearly apply the formula speed is equals to distance by time. Correct? We have all these three values, so we can apply this formula. Speed is equals to distance by time. Now what would be the distance in this diagram? We can measure the distance is AB plus BC, correct, divided by time. Now student, as the object is accelerating uniformly, then deaccelerating uniformly, that means the distance of AB and BC are actually equal. Okay, because this rate is constant, whether it is in accelerate or deaccelerate. So we can write twice of AB by time, or we can say twice of AB is equal to speed into time. Now what is the speed given? Speed is 8 meter per second, time we have given 4 seconds, and this 2 will transport it another side. We will solve this. So by now we have find the distance travelled by the object is 8 to the 16 meter. Correct? Now a car accelerate uniformly from 18 km per hour to 36 km per hour. Student, let it clear. If your unit is given kilometer per hour, that means its velocity. Now we have to know the formula of acceleration. Acceleration is actually change of velocity with respect to time. Okay. Now we can also write this same formula in the mathematical formulation, v minus u by t. Now what is u? Initial velocity 18, final velocity v is 36. Okay, so now apply the same value, place the value by time. Time is 5 minutes. Okay, So 5 minute, we can change this 5 minute into hour because both velocity is in hour. Okay, by dividing it to 60, we can convert it into hour. Now placing the value of time, 5 by 60. Okay, now 36 minus 18 will give us 18 by 5 into 60. Now solving these two, we'll have 18 into 12. The product of these two will give us 216 kilometer per hour square, because unit of acceleration is kilometer per hour square. Correct? Now a car travels 100 kilometer east and then 100 kilometer south. From A, suppose it is in, from A we have started and we have moved in east direction. The total distance from A to this point is 100 kilometer. Okay. Finally, we came back to the starting point. So I am moving in opposite direction this time, reaching to A again, traveling the same distance 100 kilometer, but this time my direction is opposite. Correct? Throughout the journey, the speed is constant at 60 kilometer per hour. Okay? And the average velocity for the whole journey is 3.3 r. Okay? Now what is the question asked? Just try to focus on it. It has asked average velocity. Student, what is the formula of average velocity? Velocity is actually the displacement by time. We can find the velocity as displacement by time. Now what can you say about the displacement that has been traveled by the car? A car is started from A. After going to B, it has again came to A. That means we can say a car's initial and final position are same. So the displacement is 0. As the displacement traveled by the car is 0, so as to average velocity will always be 0. Now in this question, this looks like the same question that we have done before, but in this question it has asked slope of velocity time graph. Now student, I am drawing the again one more time the velocity time graph. Okay, this time the object is moving in uniform motion. That means we have to draw a inclined line or a slant line in a velocity time axis. Let us this way we have drawn. Okay, it is up to us कि ये line हम किस तरह से draw करते हैं. It would be straight and inclined. Okay, for sure. Now what is slope? Actually student, slope is the angle that line makes with the time axis. This angle theta gives the value of slope. And how can we find the value of slope? By finding the ratio between velocity and time, which is called acceleration actually. So combinedly we can understand what is slope. Slope is actually acceleration. So what would be the angle of theta over here? That would give the value of acceleration. What does the slope gives? The slope gives the idea of acceleration. And the area, remind it, in previous question it has been asked what would be the area given in VT graph. Area will show the displacement traveled by the object. Starting from rest at the top of an inclined plane, a body reaches the bottom of an inclined plane in 4 seconds. Starting from rest, that means an object was rest. Now inclined plane. So let me draw an inclined plane first. What is an inclined plane, beta? A plane which is making angle with the ground or earth surface. So let us suppose this is a ground, okay, or earth surface. ये flat surface है और inclined plane, that means some another plane that is making angle with the ground. Suppose ये flyover जैसे हम चेतक ब्रिज देख रहे हैं, तो this is making angle with ground. This is called inclined plane in physics. Okay, now suppose something is at rest at the top of inclined plane. So let us suppose this is a ball which is placed at the top of the inclined plane. Now if it is at the top, it will not be remain at rest. Okay, it will roll down and automatically it will reaches to the surface of the ground. Okay, this in rolling down, it has taken, this ball has taken 4 seconds from moving top to bottom. Okay, now in what time does the body cover 1/4 the distance starting from rest at the top? Okay, so first one thing that we should clear, that we need to find the distance first from top to bottom. So initially the object was at rest, so we can write u is equals to 0. Time has taken during the motion is 4 seconds. Now if we want to find the distance, we need to have one more value. Now student, you can see here the ball was rolling down. Okay, if ball was rolling down by itself, so who is applying force? Actually, under the acceleration due to gravity, the object rolled down by itself. That means acceleration due to gravity is working behind rolling down of a ball. So we can write what is the acceleration of the ball. The acceleration of ball is equal to g. Here you can see the arrow diagram. G is actually works downward. Okay, value of g is around 9.8 meter per second square, but in numericals we can write as 10 meter per second square for easy calculation. Now student, for using the formula s is equals to ut plus half of at square and placing the value, all the value we have placed, okay, so we can have the value of displacement or the total distance. Okay, now it will gives us 80 meter. We can say from the top and the bottom having the distance 80 meter in total. Now let me draw a line on the graph. This is the distance. This is 80 meter distance, student. Okay, from top to bottom. Let me write the value of this. 80 meter. Okay, this is the total length, but the question is not asking about the total distance. It has asked 1/4 of the distance. How can we find the 1/4 of distance? So we can write clearly 1/4 of distance. Okay, this is only it has been asked. The value of distance can be placed 1/4 into 80. The total distance was 80. It will give the value 20 meter. Now again we have distance, we have acceleration, so we can use the same formula. S is equals to ut plus half of at square. Now again we can place the value. This time we are placing the value of distance is 20. Oh, by mistake I have written 15. So let me erase it. Where is eraser? Yes. Let me write over here 20 meter. Okay, because time is in second, so distance will be in meter only. Okay, this is unit of distance. 20 meter. Initial velocity is 0 as well. Time, this time we are not knowing. Okay. So half acceleration, but at the place of acceleration I will again put value of gravitational acceleration, that is 10 into t square. Now solve. 20 into 2 is equal to 10 of t square. The 0 of 10 and 20 will cancel each other. It will become t square is equals to 4 second, unit of time. Now this clearly say time is equal to 2 seconds. So 1/4 distance is covered in 2 seconds. Now next question is, a car travels 10 minutes in 5 seconds, 20 minutes is in 10 seconds, and 30 minutes in last 10 seconds. The average speed of the motion is. Now student, what is the formula of average speed? If we are talking about speed, that means speed can be made up of distance traveled by time. Now average speed can be written as total distance traveled by the object in total time. Correct? We can find the average in this way only. So by adding all the distances, we will get total. 10 meter in first, 20 meter in another time, and 30 meter in third time. The time has taken, initially it has taken 5 seconds, then 10 seconds, and then at last one more time 10 seconds. Adding these all, 60 by 25. When we'll divide 60 by 25, it will gives us 2.4, correct, meter per second square. Correct? As the speed and acceleration are the same thing, so unit of speed or acceleration would be same, meter per second square. Now student, I hope it is enough for today. I am giving all my best wishes for your exam. Please do proper study, revise the question numerical that has been given in various videos. Best of luck to you student.